Hello everyone, here is your learning partner Disha ma'am. Today we will be learning about active and passive voice. So, active voice and passive voice, these are two voices. In major we call it transitive verbs. Why do we call it transitive verbs? Because they require an object to complete its meaning. Alright, an active voice and passive voice, they cannot be formed, they cannot be converted if they will not have any object. Alright, so what is active voice and what is passive voice? Okay, we need to understand that what it is. So here is the definition. When the subject of the verb performs the action named in the verb. Alright, when our subject, the doer of our sentence, is performing the action that is in the sentence, the verb is said to be in active voice. For example, the grocer is the subject. The grocer sells sugar. So what is the action of the grocer? The action of the grocer, what is he performing? He is performing the action of selling. Yes, the grocer sells sugar. So this is active voice. Whenever you will see that your subject is doing the work, is performing it, then it is active voice. Alright, let's come in passive voice. What is passive voice? When the subject of the verb receives the action named in the verb, that means whatever verb is doing, then it is receiving that action. That verb is said to be in passive voice. Let's see, I have converted active voice into passive voice over here. Like I just said, in active voice, the grocer sells sugar. Here you can clearly see that the grocer was doing the action of selling. But when I have written it in passive voice, what I have written? Sugar is sold by the grocer. Sugar. Sugar is the subject in the passive voice. Can you see or can you tell me, is sugar performing the action of selling or the grocer? Yes, that means here your object will be receiving the action. Alright, here the object will be receiving the action. So whatever is the subject of active voice will become the object of passive voice, and whatever is the object of passive voice will become the subject of active voice. Let's understand one more sentence. They are helping the beggars. Now who is performing the action? Subject over here is they. They are performing the action. What action are they performing? They are helping the beggars. Alright, now I just told you that subject will become object and object will become subject. Okay, so how you will convert it? The beggars, which is the object in active voice. In passive voice, see clearly what is written. The beggars is at the first position, object to subject. The beggars are being helped by them. They was the subject in active voice. Here in passive voice it is them. Don't worry, there are more examples, there are more slides which will make you understand it in a better way. Just remember this thing. Then an active voice performs the action and passive voice receives the action. The subject of active voice perform it, and here it in passive voice it will receive it. Okay. Key points to remember. When you are solving, when you are converting active to passive, you have to remember these points. Okay. See over here. Active voice, subject, verb and object. When you will be converting it into passive, object, verb and subject. Can you see how the places are changing? Verb will remain at the same position. It will change according to the tense, but subject will be changed with the object and object will be changed with the subject. So first point I have already explained you. Subject is changed into object and object is changed into subject. Second, blindly convert the main verb into its third form. Whenever you will be making passive voice, it should always be in third form. Okay? Third rule, use the word by before the subject in the passive voice. Whenever you will be converting it into passive voice, active to passive, in passive voice you need to use by. Fourth rule says present perfect continuous, past perfect continuous, future perfect continuous and future continuous cannot be changed into passive voice. Okay, they are not transformed, they are not converted into passive form. Alright, next one. So today I will be explaining you simple tense. Okay, indefinite tense. So very first one is simple present tense. Let's see how simple present tense are converted into passive voice. Look over here. See, this rule is of positive sentences. How do we make positive sentences? We need a subject, then we place first form, then we put s and es. If it is singular, then only we will use s or es. Otherwise, if it is plural, for example I, we, you, they, we will not use s or es. And then object. Let us see with an example. For example, the sentence is he writes a letter. This is active voice. How do you judge active voice? He is the subject. Will the boy be writing it? Yes, absolutely. Or letter will write it itself? No. He is the subject and he is performing the action of writing. So this is active voice. Now let's change it into passive. A letter. See, just look over here. What we have done. What did I tell you? That you change the object to subject in passive voice. A letter, which was the object. Here what we have made it? We have made it subject. And whenever you are converting simple present tense, first form is changed into is, am, are plus third form. I will like you to keep your copy with you. Okay, so that whatever notes, whatever rule is important, you can write with it. Okay, so how do you change simple present tense? In simple present tense, first form is changed into is, am, are plus third form, as we have done in this first sentence. He writes a letter. A letter is written by him. Next sentence. Let's see how do we make a negative sentence. In negative sentence, in simple present tense, we use do not and does not. For example, he does not write a letter. This is active voice. How will we convert it? Just now I told you that in simple present tense, what we will use in passive voice is, am, are plus third form. So at the place of do and does also, what we will keep? We will keep is, am, are plus third form. Let's see. He does not write a letter. Let's take the object letter and let's make it subject. A letter is not written by he. We have converted into him. Okay. Next. This is your interrogative sentence. In interrogative sentence, your verb comes first. So do does will come first. Let's look at this sentence. Does he write a letter? Now the sentence is in an interrogative form. It is asking a question. So what I told you, that does will be changed into is, am, are plus third form. So what will be the answer? Does he write a letter? The answer will be is, a letter written by him. So look over here, this is very important tense. Just remember this thing, that if you are getting sentence from do, does, and you have to make it you have to convert it into passive voice. What we will do, we will just put is, am, are plus third form. According to negative, you will make changes. According to interrogative, you have to make changes, and according to positive, there are different changes. So 3 of them I have told you over here. Just take your copy and write all these things in your notebook. So one important point that you have to mention in front of simple present tense is that what change will be there, is, am, are plus third form, for making it a passive form. Next, simple past tense, rules will be same, just your verb will change. There in simple present we were using first form, in simple past we will use second form. Okay, subject, second form, and then object. This is how an active sentence is framed in simple past. He wrote a letter. Write, wrote, written. See over here, to make a simple past sentence, what we have used, second form we have used. Okay, and now the question comes that, ma'am, what verb we will use to make it passive voice? So my dear children, in place of second form, we will put was, were plus third form. Mention this in your copy. Was, were plus third form. To convert simple past active sentence into passive sentence, what do we do? Second form changes to was, were plus third form. For example, here you could see that he wrote a letter. A letter was written by him. Wrote was second form. I said this thing that you will be using was, were plus third form. So wrote we have changed into was written. Next sentence, this is negative sentence. In place of second form, what do we use in negative sentences? We use did not plus first form. As you can see in the active voice sentence, the sentence is, he did not write a letter. He did not write a letter. Now we have to change it into passive voice. So how we will do it? I just told you few minutes back that did not or second form of simple past tense will be changed into what? I know, yes, it will be changed into was, were plus third form. So here you can see it clearly. He did not write a letter. A letter was not written by him. Alright, let's move on to interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence over here is, did he write a letter? Now again see did over here. Okay, if you see in your examination paper that did is written over there and the teacher has asked you to change it into passive voice, what you will do? At that position only, at that time only, just remember this thing, that did is changed into was, were plus third form. So did he write a letter? Was a letter written by him. Next is simple future tense. Now here also sentence formation will remain same. Subject, helping verb, main verb and object. So here the additional word over here to represent simple future tense is will. Okay, with will we use first form. Always remember these rules. Always remember which form comes with what. Okay, if you will remember it, then definitely your grammar will improve gradually. So positive sentence in simple future, how do we frame? Subject plus will plus first form plus object. Here look at the sentence, he will write a letter. This is active voice. How do we convert it? A letter will be written by him. That means to make a simple future tense, to convert it into passive voice, will be changed to will be plus third form. will to will be plus third form. So in your notebooks just mention this thing. To make it passive voice we need will be plus third form in simple future tense. So I am again repeating the sentence. Look very carefully over here. He will write a letter. We have taken the object part, we have placed it at the first position, our letter. Now we have to make next change of changing the verb, that is will. So will be changed to will be, then third form written, and then rest of the part by him. Negative sentence, subject plus will not plus first form plus object. So he will not write a letter. So how you will convert it? A letter will not be written by him. Here remember this thing, that if you will write will be not, then it will be wrong. Always write not in between will be. Okay, a letter will not be written by him. Next sentence, interrogative. Will, interrogative, you always place your verb in the beginning to frame it like a question. Will he write a letter? This is active voice. Now I have told you already that will be changed to will be for converting it into passive form. How we will do it? Will a letter. Just look carefully over here in this sentence. Will, then they have added the subject, then they have put up the be. Okay, will a letter be written by him? So these are minor things that you need to concentrate over. Okay, now just look at some of the sentences so that things get more clear to you. See over here, he helps us. Which tense is this? Guess it. Yes, it is simple present tense. He helps us. In simple present tense for passive form, what do we use? Is, am, are plus third form. He helps us. Us will be changed to we. We are helped by him. Second sentence, we love our country. Again, simple present tense. Our country is loved by us. Third sentence, my mother doesn't paint the walls. Doesn't is which tense? Simple present tense. Yes. So what will be the answer? The walls aren't painted by my mother. Fourth sentence, does the mechanic check the brakes regularly? This is question form, and does means simple present tense. We will convert it into passive voice. So what do we need? Is, am, are plus third form. So what will be the answer? Are the brakes checked regularly by the mechanic? Fifth one, did she recognize you? Did. Now just work up like which tense is this? Which tense is it? Yes, this is simple past tense. So did will be changed to was, were plus third form. So did she recognize you? This is interrogative sentence. So what will be the answer? Were you recognized by her? Next. Sixth one is, who wrote this book? Who wrote this book? First of all, very important thing that you have to remember is who is changed into by whom, and wrote is second form. Second form comes in which tense? Simple past tense. And simple past tense, to change it into passive voice we need was, were plus third form. So how we will convert it? By whom was this book written? By whom was this book written? Seventh sentence is, when will they announce the results? When will. Will is which form? Will is simple future tense. And here the main purpose of this sentence is, I wanted to let you know one thing, that is, when is a question word. Okay, so when is a question word, it will remain at its position. You will not change its position. So how you will form it? When will they announce the result? When will the results be announced by them? Alright, so these are the 7 sentences. That's it for today. Re-watch this video, okay, and take a notebook, write all these things, pause the video, write all these things in your copy, and then you will be able to understand it properly. Okay, see you with the next lecture after a few days. Take care, goodbye, have a nice day.